all know what your body language can do. It can, when you are, taking a look at a person, a good look, the expressions, the style, the walk, the way hands are used, everything tells you a story. It is suggested that body language can account for 65% of your communication. So what is the
Exactly.
amount that verbal gives you? Verbal only gives you 10%. You are still not knowing the 90% of what people are communicating, just because you are only focusing on words. So like here I have shown a few pictures where this lady is actually touching her cheek. So whenever a person is lying, automatically it there is a guilt that is inside our head. So we tend to touch different parts of our body. Someone will touch the nose, someone will touch the cheek, someone will fold the legs, someone will touch the hair, do little scratching. So that's when you know the person is lying, a person is hiding something. Now this third picture, it is a hostile attitude. The person has closed his hands completely. That means he's not interested in you, but at the same time his expressions on the face tell you that he is a bit insecure. Okay, now understanding, how do we exactly understand people through body language? There are four areas. First is facial expression. Facial expressions are actually, most of the time they are obvious, but there are people who are really good actors. They can hide their facial expressions. Then there comes the body proxemics. That is about, subtle gesture. Is the person moving forward? If the person is moving forward while talking to you, the person is really interested. Is he going back? How is the posture? All these things are called come under body proxemics. Then ornament, even ornaments, like, are you holding a pen? Are you playing with it while I'm talking to you? If you're focusing on pen instead of my voice, that means you're not really interested in talking to me. How does a people portray himself? Like, when you go to an office, you are quite preen, you wear good things, but when you're going out with your friends, your dressing style is very different. When you're going to party, you tend to wear a lot of ornaments. So even ornaments define you, what is your mood. And then comes, okay, what was that? Haptics. uh, Haptics is basically touch. They we use touch phones all the time. That is also, that technology is also called, that comes under haptics. By the way person touches you defines what is the intention of a person. It could be spontaneous, like, casually taken, or it could be something like a ritual, like we do in meditative kind of things. When we do group meditation, we hold hands of each other. That's a ritual. And it could also be task related, like when we go on a stage and we want to introduce, suppose, a speaker, and we, handshake, thank you very much. So that handshake is task related. So it could be spontaneous, just happening, ritualized, or task related. Spontaneous touch can actually tell you a lot about the person, while ritualized and task related things are pre-planned maybe, but spontaneous is going to give you the right story. Now, can anybody tell that how are these going to tell us if the person is, if the words are the same what the person is thinking, or there is a conflict? How do these things make a difference? Can anybody tell how body language can actually help us? All these things. Okay, somebody's
Yeah,
trying to.
exactly. When you started off with facial expression. Hello.
Yeah,
Hello. Can you hear me, Pooja? I am Sudevan.
yeah,
Sudevan,
I
you're
can hear
audible.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're audible.
So
Just a
see,
little
as
faint.
you said, yeah. Actually, as you started off with the facial expression, see, there are people, as you rightly said. You see, I'm a person. Whatever is there in my mind, it is expressed on my face. Okay. So it is very easy for the other person to understand what I have in my mind. But definitely, there are people who can hide their expression, feelings from their face. So that is something which is really and but not very most of the people have can will not be able to hide that. And this
Yeah,
spontaneous touch haptics, as you said, that is like, when you see your close friend, or your relatives or somebody, when you give a hug, that is something what is spontaneous, that is not pre-planned one. So that instantly comes out of that affection. You wanted to express that feeling for that person, right? That is
yeah.
something what is very very that's something what is true.
Yeah. So when you really want to know what's going inside that little head that is not telling you the truth, try asking questions, because when they try to answer, the answers will be spontaneous. They won't be able to hide behind. Even if they hide behind words, their body will not be prepared to deal with it. So a
Yeah, yeah.
spontaneous reaction will tell you the story.
Yes. True, true,
Now,
very true.
body language actually, how this functions is it performs five main functions. Repetition. Repetition means what your body is saying is the same thing that you are trying to say. For example, if you want to show the excitement, you pull up your hands, and which is adding to your excitement. Okay, which is showing the same thing. So it's repeating what you're trying to say. Like go there, if you say go there, you also point out the finger. So you're saying go there, and you're also pointing out the finger. So you're actually repeating your message to stress it. It can be contradicting. Like you're saying, wow, like somebody asks, how do I look? And you say, you look amazing, but your voice is not showing it, and your body is actually maybe tight or closed. That doesn't show the excitement, so you don't look. So sometimes we have seen those movie scenes where wife or girlfriend is talking to her husband or boyfriend and saying that you don't really look excited. You're saying that you're excited, but don't. And that's why they put up with a fight. That's because there is a contradiction between the body language and the verbal language.
Exactly, you're right. Hmm.
Yeah. So there can also be a substitution. Like you are trying to say something, and you're actually substituting your bad body language for some instead of that. So there are two different things you're actually doing with the body language and with. Now they may not be opposite things, but one your body language can substitute for the words that you may not even be saying. So sometimes you don't use words, you just use body language. Like you stare at someone, you don't need to say that I'm angry with you. Just stare, give a nice stare, and the person will be scared. So
Yeah.
this is something we all do with our kids. We don't
Hmm.
always shout on them. We give
Hmm.
them a good nice stare, and they become quiet. I do it many times with my kid. It can be complimenting. Complimenting is a very positive thing, where your body language is adding value to what you're saying. So if